it's Kylie. I am out of breath from running up the stairs. Early January, I got on camera and I had let everyone know that I had been laid off. So I didn't get a job until March. That job ended up, well, that's not true. So I did get a job in February. It didn't work out. It was customer service, cashiering. I'm not built for peopling. I don't know what went through my head. I think I just was getting really self-conscious about not having a job and contributing to my household. I've always had a job to go to, and this was the first time I've ever been let go of anything. So I think it was just starting to wear on me, and I was like, I just need to take whatever job. And I ended up hating it. I worked at like this tobacco store, like a convenience tobacco and alcohol shop, and wasn't for me. I lasted a day and a half, and I knew by doing that I would be losing unemployment, which was fine by me. I had evaluated my budget. Another main reason for me leaving that was my mental health was taking a hit, and I'm so glad that I left, because the next 3 weeks after that I spent just in one of the worst lows I've ever had. I started to feel a little bit better after a few weeks. Spoke with Luke, and we've both decided that I would try to go back to my old job. I had that job for so freaking long, but it was definitely like for newbies, like people in college or just out of high school, or if you're retired and you just want something part-time. I wouldn't classify it as any sort of career or long-term path to go to. And the reason I'm okay with that is because with the panini press that's going on, I'm not monetized, the pandemic. With that going on, they introduced a plan to start introducing temporary work from home, but they're going to also introduce a program for permanent work from home. So I took a job part-time there, knew the job like the back of my hand. There was no issues. I wasn't training for like a day. So I'm working from home. This right here is my desk. I actually had to upgrade my desk because I just had a cheap old like $30 thing from Walmart that I got like 7 or 8 years ago, and it served its purpose. But now that I'm working from home, I need more space. So I actually have a 6-foot picnic table as a desk, and that's fine. It's sturdy. It gives me all that space that I need. We had one lull between me starting and now, and that was with like some claims with unemployment. I don't want to get into details about that because it's a lot to explain and I don't fully understand it either. But I won, and I didn't have to drain my savings. So we could continue with the rest of the plan that we had talked about, which was to for me to go ahead with schooling. So I am furthering my education. I'm not going through college, I'm going through AAPC, and that is the organization, one of the organizations that you can go through for your certifications for professional medical coding. So I am going for my CPC certification so that I can become a medical coder. It was not cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than going for a full degree. And if it doesn't work out, it is paid in full. I'm not going to have debt. So because of that, me and Luke have decided that this would be kind of a risk that we're willing to take. So I'm currently working part-time, doing closed captioning services. And I can show you my notes here. I am studying a lot. I have to take a medical terminology class first, and these are half of my note cards already, and I'm on chapter 3 of medical terminology. I have an e-textbook for that. As soon as I can pass that, I will have the base knowledge to start learning about anatomy. And then after that, I have to go through pathophysiology classes. And then once I have all of that down, I can start working on the actual coding course. So all in all, this is going to run me a little bit into next year. I should be done with all the courses and exams and the actual like education part of it by the end of the year. And then into next year, I will have some time to work on what's called the Practicode. I paid extra for that, and basically what that is it's redacted real life medical files. and paperwork that I will be able to sit down and work through. I think it's like 600 different like cases. I can work through those and practice coding on those, and that will count for 1 year of the apprenticeship, and the actual certified course will count for the other year. So I'm going to back up on that. So if I had just taken the exam, for example, and I passed that, I would get what was called a CPCA. I can't recall what it exactly stands for off the top of my head, but I'll put it here. And the A does stand for apprentice. So it's basically letting everybody know that when I enter the workforce with that certification that I'm still an apprentice, basically a beginner. And what the Practicode is going to do is just drop that. So I won't be an apprentice anymore. It will qualify me for better positions, more experienced positions, and therefore more money for me. I'm not necessarily doing this for money, although it is a motivator. I find it very interesting because it's one of those jobs that I can just categorize stuff, and I'm very, very much like that. I like that kind of thing. It keeps me occupied, it distracts me from everything else, and I can just pins and needle focus on that. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I have my books. I'm going to show you my books. They're huge. The slip in the box when I got them said it was like 15 pounds of book. This is one of them. This is my smallest book. This is the HCPCS Level 2 Expert book. I am not here yet. I'm not even in any of these books yet, but these are going to be essentially my lifeline once I get into this field, which is the plan, of course. This is the ICD-10 manual with all the codes. Freaking huge. CPT 2021 professional book. Yeah. So I'm not there yet. I'm not touching these yet, but these are essential, and this is something I'm gonna have to get every single year. Okay, other things that I've been doing, I've been really just focusing on myself, for one, because I was unemployed. We all know this. I was unemployed. I kind of lost the direction that I had prior to 2021, which was already kind of gone during that. But I was more, before I got laid off, I was much more secure than a lot of the people my age throughout the pandemic. So I've never been laid off. There's a pandemic going on, and I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. My plans are gone. I had plans to stay with the company I was at and learn and maybe become like certified in certain aspects. I wasn't decided yet, but I really liked it there. And it's unfortunate that it wasn't really me that was the issue. Actually, I think I have theories. I want to talk about them. But basically, I looked back and I noticed a lot of the people that work there, I'm not going to name names, but in a certain department right after I was laid off, actually were no longer there either. So I think it was that entire department, which I wasn't directly in, but I worked with. I think that whole department just got cut, and I was just a byproduct of that as well. Because all of them were so sure that they were not gonna go anywhere else, anytime soon. So that's my theory, which makes me feel a lot better, so I'm gonna stick with that. But since I've been laid off, I've been taking steps to actively work on myself and reflect on what I can do better. And even though these things happen, I can still control the way that I deal with it. And my way of dealing with that is going to get this certification and go and take my path instead of just a general job where it's in like an office and that's it. I'm gonna go down the medical path. That's it. I'm going to go down medical coding, and that's gonna be like my career, so to speak. Fingers crossed, that's the plan anyway. I haven't been reading. I don't think anybody should be judged for that, period, but especially lately. I've been all over the place. I've been trying to heal myself and grow from just all of my past traumas and learn how I can set my boundaries and succeed for myself and my direct family, which has been awesome in my opinion. I don't know if I'm going to be consistent. I mean, I might go another 6 months without uploading another video, but I do feel like I wanted to go ahead and just make this video, let you guys know what's happened since winter, the beginning of the year, and that things are going a lot better. Once my son's in school, he's starting kindergarten in August, which I cannot believe. I don't even want to think about that yet, but by the time I'm done with all this, he should be fairly acclimated into school. And even if I have to wait until he's in first grade to start actively looking for stuff, I can do that because I still have all that practicum to go through. And I'm not in debt with it. I can just kind of hang tight with what I'm doing until I get that job. So that's kind of what we're on. As soon as I can do that, I should be able to make more money. Statistically, it pays better than most like entry-level jobs, especially like my part-time data and call center job. For sure, 100% I'm going to make more money if I can get into this. Once that happens, we build up our savings a little bit, then Luke is going to, he's got some goals that he wants to strive for, but he can't do that unless we change certain aspects, and part of that includes me doing all of this in order to get to that point for all of us. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'll be much happier. I'm already much happier. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not reading. I'm not gonna pressure myself to. I'm not even gonna pressure myself to like upload consistently, like I said, just because I don't know, I've got a lot on my plate. I am technically like studying like a full course load plus working part-time and taking care of my son, which is a lot, and I get stressed, and I just want to focus on all of this and get my energy out there. Occasionally I might make a video, but I'm not making any promises. I hope you stick around for that. I did briefly toy with the idea of doing like nail stuff. I started doing my nails last summer, and then I picked it up a lot at the beginning of the year just because there wasn't a lot going on with being laid off. I wasn't going to work. I stopped recently, but I was playing with the idea of that. That's it. That's all I got. I took my first module for medical terminology, passed with flying colors, and now I'm working on the second one out of like 10 of them. So yeah, let me know what you have been up to. If you're studying, how do you balance all that in an effective, timely manner? It's been a while for me, and I hope you guys are doing okay. It's been a year and a half, and I just hope everything's going better for you than it was. Reflect on everything and see how far you've come, even if maybe right at the moment it doesn't seem like your best self. You probably still come a long way. I love you. Bye.